Welcome back. This is Lone Wolf, and we're playing Vintage Story, version 1.19.4, release candidate 1. And just see if we can't clean up the horsetail farm. I guess that's what I call this. Unless things are growing all together, this is definitely not the most efficient tool in the world. But I'm very interested in having this kept more free of grass than it is, because, as I said, every piece that has grass growing is one less block that this gorgeous stuff right here can spawn. And this is the point. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. This is excellent. And I didn't cut my carrots this time. Not that it actually matters, because that doesn't really. Huh. Look at that, 3 with 1 swipe. It's a new record. Anyways, I did clean out some grass over there before I started recording. Since I was going to do that, I thought let's just do that before. Then we don't have any interruptions in our time spent together. At least not because of that. Okay. Break, not cut. Don't come back. Don't come back now. There. Doesn't deserve that place of honor that it had. And who has grass? You have grass. Oh, we're going to be one short, aren't we? That's okay. That's all right. Oh, so many wonderful things. How's the armor? Armor looks okay. Short on spears, but that's because we've been spending our time doing some of this silliness here. Silliness. It's alright. I can't stand the sound of the drifters. I'm going to go work on this and bring you back later. Alright, well, I've just used all the sand that I have. So we got a little bit filled in here, but filled that whole thing in there and just kind of building my way up to the surface. So sand's all gone. But that's alright. I just hope to not be listening to the beasts. Three will do me. Excellent. Working on going through this meat. Okay, what have we got on us? Nothing extra. We've got the iron, not steel shovel. Bees, 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 bees. Yeah, I think we're going to go for the bees, generally speaking, in this direction. So let the terraforming begin. Man, that's amazing speed. And of course, durability. Because we're going to be collecting dirt now. We're collecting sand, but now we're collecting dirt. But dirt, unlike sand, is very useful. Not that sand is useless. You can pan it, whatever. You can make mortar using it. You'll need some for that. You'll need mortar for doing many things. But dirt is very versatile. And the most important thing that I get from dirt while I'm doing all this is making paths. I haven't done any yet. We've collected some path blocks from a ruin, but I haven't made any paths in this game yet. So my idea here is get the bees away from me so that I don't hear them, but obviously I want them close by. I need them secure from raccoons especially. And unless I'm mistaken, the way that I have them sitting right now, they are perfectly safe. They need to be 2 blocks up, and then the raccoons can't get to them. But I don't need to put them against a tall wall with no protection and where things can jump in. Bees, in fact, are actually quite valuable. The primary ingredient, in my opinion, for light. Because if you want lanterns, you need to have candle. If you want candle, you have to have beeswax. If you want beeswax, well, you got to raise bees. Or just be in a place where there's an insane amount of beehives. Which, if you took a look at my 118.15 world, you'd say, yeah, you're in an insane place with lots of bees. And I would agree with that. So when we got here and I was thinking about settling here, I looked at the map and I saw this kind of horseshoe canyon, sort of. Not really. I mean, this is not a canyon here, but looks like we need to get rid of some stuff. And I looked at it and thought, yeah, we can work with that, because, well, first of all, I'm not afraid to terraform, but you know, it kind of already had a head start. I don't need that. I'm right here at home. That's what he says, then he'll be cursing himself later. Maybe he will. Alright, maple tree. Quite certain that I planted you. I don't know. Let's leave him alone for right now. I don't want to take him down just yet. What I mean by that is that it's not what I want to spend my time on right now. I want to keep doing this terraforming, and he's not necessarily in the way yet. I have to decide if he's in the way or not. And I won't know that until I've decided how big I'm going to make this. Is this far enough away from my base? Which, by the way, I think it is. I mean, I can't hear the bees right now. Of course, the music's in my ears. I could turn that off to hear a little more. But Tyron has done a really good job. The dev team have done a really good job of figuring out how they've worked on how far does the sound carry. They've done a really good job with that. And if I turn the music off, so if I turn that up all the way, I can hear the bees. Okay, so now we're right next to it, but let's listen inside my walls. See how loud that is there. And where we were just at, where I was digging and such, the sound is not nearly that intense. And this is not the level that I'll be playing at volume-wise with the ambient sound, unless I'm looking for something. So here they're just screaming. You move that far and you might have lost half the volume. And we're talking about moving all the way over here. I don't think there's any real chance that I'm going to hear the bees here if I bring them all the way over. So they're going to come here. This is going to be their home. Don't want to travel. Spend a lot of time just traveling back and forth between my things that I'm doing here in the game. But I don't want to hear them. And I do want this dirt down. That is to say, I do want the level to come down. I make this flat area large enough, this would be a good place to hunt drifters in the temporal storm, but it's got to be a fairly sizable place. It's not why I'm doing this, but it is a thought. I wouldn't want to be chased over into the horsetail farm because you've got the water channels there. And the last thing you want when you're in a temporal storm with drifters is tripping hazards. We've got all that over there too that could all go into being a really nice temporal storm area. Kind of want to leave a certain amount of this at door level. Not that I couldn't put steps down. Let's get that sound down. And we could bring this over farther too. Yeah, this is a nice sized area. I think we'll make this our temporal store hunting arena. I've tried different ideas for hunting the drifters in the temporal storms. I've made, with help from others, I've made some interesting shelters, whatever, some really specific stuff for hunting the drifters, and I certainly have had some success with that. But in the end, well, on Mystic Winds, I had this huge field that I'd flattened out, cleaned up, and it was full. It was, you know, it lacked any obstructions in it whatsoever. And above that, I was building my special building that I wanted to build for a long time, but I simply am not that person to be building that building. I don't possess the skills to do it. Anyways, but I made a lot of progress on making that building, but the point is that below that is where this huge open area was. And I found that I would rather go out into the open to fight the drifters than sit inside. And try to get them from inside the building. it was a lot more fun because I was engaging with them. It was interactive, of course, and of course, you know, there was risk, but, you know, I found risk in my special built rooms too. Try different ones. My favorite one, and I guess the most successful one, was the one that I built with the help of the polar bear. That one did work, but it worked so well. Well, if the storm was too heavy and I was being bombarded by too many drifters, I had no problems killing them, but they would despawn before I had a chance to collect them, harvest their bodies. And so I made a ways that I had some access to get to the bodies. And I was very protected, and yet I could still get hit if I got too close to the edge. But if you're trying to get the drifters that you've killed, you kind of have to be within certain proximity now, don't you? And so doing that, then I would find myself in that danger zone, and sometimes I'd get killed there, which of course kind of defeated the whole purpose of the temporal storm structure, arena thing underground. It worked well. I mean, we had the water set up so that it pushed them back away from me, and I could just stand and throw spears at them rather safely, I might add. And again, like I said, you know, killing them, didn't have a problem killing them. Don't ask me why I'm working on this arena. Oh, I can't pick that up right now anyways. Just started moving dirt and felt inspired. Wow, that's full. Didn't we put... I thought we had a place where we was putting extra flint. Apparently not. Anyways, so lots of thoughts on, you know, lots of methods, different techniques, ideas. And in the end, like I said, I like my open arena, basically. Now, my friend PB Killer on Symphony, oh my gosh, what he had set up, it was just insanely good. Absolutely insanely good. And he was taking advantage of the geothermic activity on the surface. And I don't know how he did it without getting killed, and maybe he did get killed in the building of it. How, I have no idea. But anyways, the drifters would get pushed down, and they were getting damaged all along the way from the scalding water. And you were just down in there safe. Now you could, if you got too close, you'd get scalded by the water too, and you could die from that. But anyways, it's the most effective that I'd ever seen. And I don't know if he invented it or not. It doesn't matter to me. It was really cool. You had time to harvest the drifters, unlike what I had on my Mystic Winds deal. I mean, you had time in that too, but not if the drifters were just coming in insane numbers. Then it would become overwhelmed with too many drifters. So only in the worst of storms was that a particular problem. So I guess I should add that, because it was a fantastic setup. And I would never go overboard on anything. No. So I might have gotten a little excessive with what I tried there. It was cool. There's lots of glass involved. You could see all kinds of things, and it was nice to be able to see what the drifters above you were doing. But in the end, all the glass came out, for the most part. And the concept was to stand behind a rail of fences. But one of the challenges that I personally had was getting the spears over the fence. That is to say, I was standing there and I'd throw spears, and you know, the fence would catch some of them, too many of them. So I clearly have too much dirt right now. How can you say that, Wolf? Well, because this is overflowed. You know what? Sometimes you're allowed to think smarter than this, Wolf. And you're allowed to do things more intelligently than you otherwise would do. Instead of moving all this low fertility soil down into this one, how about just move the rest of the soil and leave that there? Yeah, that'll give me some good nutrition. 0% spoiled, but it's at the spot where it's spoiling. Okay. So that's all I'm going to do there right now. Get my attention back to the apiary. And I haven't thought about a tree farm yet, or where that might go. But all these trees right here are trees that I planted without any thought about where they should go. Oh, apparently I need some more dirt. Or need some dirt. Need some dirt, man. Got dirt? Give me some dirt. Little dab will do. And let's see what we can do to make the apiary area that I'm thinking to move everything into a little secure. Because I think I want to put it right up against this cliff here. Not that it's a vast cliff or anything. If I put the fence up and it's too high behind the fence and there's not enough space to prevent something from jumping over it, then I'll have just wasted my time putting a fence here. So we got to move this back. Yeah, you're not so large, and I'm not sure I need a ladder to get to you, to take you all the way down, so we'll take you down now. Hopefully come up with some seeds out of this so we can not just replace you, but add to what we were making here. We'll probably think about where we're going to put you more permanently before we do that. It's no fun moving things all the time. Not that this is hard work. I mean, you need logs, you need wood, you need sticks. Not that I need sticks right now, but you always need sticks, so whether I need them right now or not, I'm going to need them. Okay. Well, now it's time to get a little more serious. And it looks like we're going to call the episode right here. And I've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's all good. If you like a video, maybe click that like button. At any case, I'd love to hear any comments you have to say. Come watch the next one with me, won't you? Thanks. Goodbye.